Hi everybody, it's Bill Gilliland with this week's Action Business Profile. And we're here today with David Humphrey of Square Peg Construction. Hi David.
Bill, how are you doing today?
Excellent, good to see you
Good
here.
to see you.
Thanks for coming in. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you actually ended up in business.
Well, I have an art background, art degree, emphasis in sculpture. And after living in Philadelphia and working in an arts environment there for 7 years, we moved to Asheville and then went back into the trades and started a trim carpentry business 16, going on 17 years ago.
Excellent. So who do you serve? Who are your clients?
We do mostly high-end custom residential. We have a cabinet shop in Biltmore Village area, and we do some metal work in there. We do custom furniture pieces, and but the bread and butter is being out in the field working on fairly large homes in the outlying areas like and in Asheville as well. And we do just mostly primarily interior trim carpentry.
So what does that mean? What is interior trim? What all does that encompass?
You would come in, if it's new construction, we'd come in after the drywall or the plaster work is up, and we will then go through and hang all the doors, and after that's done, ordinarily we trim out windows and run baseboard. Then we get into a lot of things like coffered ceilings and a lot of arched trims and barrel vaulted ceilings, and any whatever the client needs, whatever the architect has dreamed up, that's what we'll do.
So it can get pretty ornate.
Yes, yeah, we've done some pretty interesting things.
Tell us about one of the most interesting projects maybe you've been involved in.
Well, just something recently we did out at the Sierra Nevada Brewing facility. We're doing interior trim there, and we did a room that's a 10-foot long room, well, 10 foot wide, 10 foot high, and 10 feet long. And we made it to look like you were walking through the inside of a barrel.
That's pretty cool.
So, 1x6 barrel, oak barrel staves, and then afterwards we wrapped it in steel, straps with big 1.25-inch rivets. So anyway, that was something fun. Framing it out and then making it all lay out, because we needed the boards to be centered with the lights, and the pattern to come down and end right at the right spot.
Yeah, so tell me about how you've used your art background to influence your trim carpentry. Well, that's a good question, because pretty much we use, I'm using that all the time with problem solving, materials, learning to work in metal first, and then a lot of different materials when I worked up in Philadelphia in the education. I actually managed the sculpture, the department. I managed the shop. I was shop supervisor for the sculpture department at the University of the Arts in Philadelphia. And so anyway, in that, you learn to work with all different materials. And when we are asked to do something, we've got the background work we've got to do, figure out the layout, and then figure out what we're using and how to work with it. And, just bring all the details together, bring all the little connections together. And so, having a background in art and a creative eye. Both my parents were interior decorators, and my father and mother ran an interior decorating business for many years. So anyway, we all kind of, my brothers and sisters learned a lot about that kind of thing. Yeah, so what I'm hearing is pretty much there's no project you wouldn't be able to do.
That's true. There was a time in the beginning when you thought to yourself, what if today I can't figure it out? But after a while, eventually that fell by the wayside, and we're like, all right, we may not know how to do it, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, we can do anything.
Okay, I know that you're also play soccer competitively, or have in the past. So tell us what you've brought from soccer into your business.
I actually formed a team in Asheville called Green Man United about 17 years ago. And so really pulling people together and teamwork and kind of leading the group and, figuring out who's going to be best for what aspect of the job. So with our group, with our, Square Peg team, we've got a lot of different players, and we're always trying to figure out, who's going to be the best, most efficient to get the job done well and keep everybody as happy as possible as they go. So happy team is productive team.
Absolutely. So what else would you like to tell the folks out in Western North Carolina about you or Square Peg?
Well, having been in our shop in the Biltmore Village area for the last 8 years, we're slowly building it. And, I want people to think of it as a design house. And if they've got something they want to build, they can bring it to us and we'll help them realize their goal. And also come and see what we're doing, because we're also doing speculative furniture pieces as we go and trying to build that in of the business. So
what I'm hearing is that because you come out of the sort of the arts background, that really makes you, I'm guessing, a lot different than your average trim carpenter. Would you say that's right?
Yeah, that's accurate, certainly. And we've got a lot of guys who are also just very detail-oriented, and they've been doing interior trim for long enough to where they know when things need to balance and how to go about making that happen. I have to refer to them sometimes because I'm okay with asymmetry a lot of the time. So if I know that the client's into balance and symmetry, I'll ask one of my other guys, well, what do you think and so anyway, I'll get him.
So you've been able to take a real collaborative approach in solving your customers' problems. Right.
Well, I definitely listen first. We all kind of come together and try to keep that, a lot of people as leaders will, like this is how we're doing it. But I often take the, that approach of, we're all working together on this, and I listen to everybody's ideas and then we go with the best one.
Perfect. So if someone were trying to get a hold of you or find you guys, where are you and how would they get a hold of you?
You could see us on Facebook at Square Peg Construction. We have a website, squarepeginc.net. And then you could also just come down to London Road, 28 London Road in the Biltmore Village area. It's off of Sweeten Creek, down there near Moe's and the Discount Tire Barn. There's a plug for those guys.
Perfect. Well, look, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.